Well, hello, welcome back. Today's video is actually going to be quite a different video than what I had originally planned. Originally, I was hoping to get into the kitchen garden beds, do the final cleanup, add all the compost, the soil, and then actually start getting some seeds and some plants in the ground. However, that has all been sort of turned on its head as we currently have Category 2 Cyclone Alfred bearing down on the region. You can probably see here we've got some quite strong winds at the moment. This is sort of not as windy as it has been. It's kind of just died back a little bit, which is great. Cyclone Alfred is predicted to hit tomorrow. It's predicted to hit the region tomorrow at around about 10 a.m. So we are under 24 hours before it hits. Other areas are already being heavily affected. So pretty much the entire of southeast Queensland and northern New South Wales is like the coastal areas are in the path of Cyclone Alfred, and sort of from Brisbane, the sort of Brisbane city south is pretty much, sort of copping Cyclone Alfred already. I'm very lucky where I am located that it hasn't kind of started too much just yet. We have had some rain today, we've had wind and things like that, but so it's a Category 2 cyclone, which isn't as bad as it could be. A Category 5 is sort of the highest strength. So Category 2 is towards the lower end, but my region hasn't actually seen a cyclone in about 50 years. So I have never been through a cyclone before, so this is very new for all of us. We are all getting pretty much hourly updates now with how it's tracking. All businesses closed down yesterday. Pretty much, I think the path of the cyclone stretches like 300 kilometers along the coastline, and most of the businesses along the coastline have closed. They closed yesterday, basically to be able to start preparing for the impact of the cyclone. They are predicting really strong winds, so about between 130 kilometer an hour to 100 to 130 kilometer an hour winds. So for my American viewers, that's about 60 to 80 miles per hour winds. So it is quite strong wind gusts. And they are also predicting a fair amount of flooding and a lot of rain and all that kind of thing, particularly for the low-lying areas. So a lot of people in those sort of communities, the low-lying area communities, have actually already been evacuated and are in evacuation centres. I have sort of spent pretty much yesterday and today prepping for it. They have recommended that we bring in pretty much all your outdoor furniture, pots, all that kind of thing, and tie down anything you need to tie down. Really any kind of outdoor items that could become loose during the cyclone and cause damage, property damage, injury, that kind of thing. So I have been kind of prepping all of that, and I feel as prepared as I can be. As I said, we are getting hourly updates, and Cyclone Alfred is definitely going to hit the region, but I'm sure everyone is praying that it doesn't hit their area particularly hard. Where I am, I'm sort of right on the edges of where the sort of destructive impact is predicted at this stage. I am also not directly coastal. So while I am near the coast, my home is not on the beach or, a street away from the beach. I am quite in the countryside, sort of up in the hinterland region. So I am, fingers crossed, really hoping that there won't be too much damage. I'm hoping obviously everyone is safe. I'm regularly checking in with all my family members. I have family stretching pretty much through the entire zone, Brisbane City, down in northern New South Wales, all of that. So speaking to them really regularly, just making sure they're all okay as well. And yeah, it's basically a batten down the hatches kind of situation. So unfortunately, we will not be getting into the garden today. We'll have to kind of tackle that next week. One of the great things about, I suppose, the silver lining, not a great thing, the silver lining of a cyclone is that it is a weather event and it will pass. It will hit tomorrow, as I said, around about 10 a.m. They're predicting at this point. That could obviously change. But then once it hits, it will lower from a category 2 to a category 1 and then into a tropical low, and it will kind of just pass through. And then it will kind of just be, depending on how badly the communities are hit, it will just be the kind of the cleanup effort. And we'll have to sort of see what happens. But obviously, fingers crossed, and we're all just really, really hoping that the intensity reduces as it gets closer to the shoreline, and that there won't be a lot of damage, and that everyone will obviously be safe and sound. But yes, so I have battened down the hatches. I've prepared as much as I can. They have sort of talked about that we might be without power for a couple of days, those sorts of things. So I've definitely made sure that I've got, torches. I've charged everything that I can charge, and that I am as ready as I can be. So I kind of just thought I would normally film today. And as I said, I had planned to be in the garden with you, but the weather does what it wills. So I thought that I might sort of, distract myself by spending some time with you and kind of share this experience with you, because as I said, I've never been through a cyclone before, and it's definitely going to be a nerve-wracking experience and a very new one for me. So again, fingers crossed that everything is okay, and that the entire region comes through this well, and that there's not a lot of damage, and everyone is safe. So yes, that is the plan. I actually went down with Mum to the local garden centre yesterday. We were getting some items. Pretty much all this, a lot of people are sandbagging. So if you're not sure what sandbagging is, it's basically bags of sand that people kind of put on areas where water might pool, so that you can kind of direct the water away from, doorways and things like that if there is flooding. I will just say that it is unlikely that my property will flood. I am up quite high. There are low-lying areas very near where I am, so I might get flooded in, but fingers crossed my home itself should be okay. So pretty much all the sandbags have gone now. Everyone's used them to prepare, and Mum and I think Mum came up with the brilliant idea to utilize bags of like potting soil to kind of work as pseudo sandbags. So we actually went to the garden centre yesterday. We were not the only ones. Many people went to the garden centre yesterday, and we picked up some soil and we picked up some compost ready for next week. Fingers crossed, hopefully I'll be able to get into the garden next week, and I'll bring you along with me. But we went there yesterday, and I actually picked up the cutest thing. I'm just in love with them, and I thought I would show that to you because I just think they're absolutely adorable. So I will show that to you now. I'm just going to leave my position here, and I'm going to take you into the laundry just to show you them. But goodness me, I don't know if it's coming across on camera, but we're just starting to get some more rain now. While we were at the garden centre yesterday, I actually picked up these mini roses. They are so heavily scented. They're just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And I mean, they need to be a bit deadheaded, but like, look at the ruffles on those mini roses, and the smell is exceptional. Such a beautiful, delicate rose fragrance, and this really pretty sort of peachy pink color. Sublime. But so I picked up those, and then the other thing that I picked up, so the other little thing that I picked up, which I just, oh, I think they're absolutely adorable, were these. They are little tiny ceramic fantail fishes. So I've got that size there. I got 2 of those, and I also got one that is slightly bigger. And they float in water. So I thought I got 3 of them. This is the larger one here, and like you can see his little tail, for in the water feature, in the solar water fountains that I have. I thought that these would just be adorable. It's just, you know, floating around, swimming around in the bottom of the water feature. So I've got 3 of those. So I've got the one larger, and then the one smaller, and then I have a second smaller one there. It's a little family of fishes. And then also got, it's a little frog head. So it's just the head of the frog, and it also is like ceramic, and it floats. And so when this one floats, his little eyes just peek above the water level, sort of like that. I thought they were so adorable. That is one of my favorite things about going to like independently owned garden centers, when they have that section with like the unique kind of gifts and knickknacks and that sort of thing. I love looking through there. So, you know, we were there for the soil and the potting and compost and things, but looking through that little section, and the second I saw these, I just fell in love with them. They are truly adorable. Unfortunately, I have actually had to bring in all of the water features just to my prep for the cyclone, so I couldn't immediately go out and test these, but we will do that together once I sort of get everything back into the garden and back in place. We will test these out in the water fountains and we will see how they go. They're just the sweetest little things I think I have ever seen. They also had these, they had slightly larger ones. So these were the fantail fish, but they also had goldfish. But the goldfish were quite big. I think you would have needed to have quite a significant pond or something for those. And the bottom tier of the water fountains isn't massive. So I think that these will just be such a gorgeous little addition. Just over the moon with this, over the moon. I'm so excited to see them in there. But I shall wait, obviously, until the cyclone has passed. I'm trying to think of what's in here. Oh, sprinkler heads for the irrigation system. But yes, so I got the roses, and I just got these few little bits and pieces. But I just, is that not the sweetest little thing you have ever seen? They were reasonably priced as well. They were $4.95. I should have brought you with me when I went to the garden centre, but I hadn't envisioned there being so much cute stuff. And so, you know, with the cyclone and everything, I just didn't even, you know, we were just going to race down there, 2 minutes in and out. But then I saw these and we ended up having a little look around, and then we saw the roses, and I think I filmed a little bit for Instagram. So if I did, and if I'm able to, I'll try and insert those clips here. Because they had these, but they also had these stunning pots with these really pretty little designs on them for like inside and that, which I would have loved to have gotten. But I definitely do not need any more pots. So I restrained from purchasing those, but I could not help purchasing these. It's just, oh, so sweet. I feel like I need to give them all names. It's like a little mama and like a little 2 baby fish and the little froggy. If you have any good names for the little fantail fish or the little froggy, let me know in the comments down below. But that's just, oh, I keep thinking about them because I think they're so cute, and I'm just devastated that I can't try them in the water feature straight away. But we will definitely do that together. How cute are these little goldfish? Oh my goodness, they're like a fantail fish. I've got one slightly bigger and two small, and they apparently float. I'm so excited. I'm going to put them in the water features at home. And look at how gorgeous all of these pots are. Gosh, look at these ones with like the phoenix birds on them. Oh, they're so pretty, but I do not need any more pots. And whilst we were discussing preparing for the cyclone, I just wanted to sort of show you the state of affairs as it stands. So I've brought in like all the outdoor cushions, and then on the patio here, you can see I've just had to bring in all the pots as much as I can, all the outdoor seating, sun lounges. So pretty much all the corners of the house at the moment look like this. The garage is absolutely full of, you know, any loose items, anything that can become a projectile. So the news has told us we need to be really tying down or putting inside, or similar to what I've kind of done here, tucking into a corner, because this is quite a sheltered position and the wind will be coming sort of westerly or southwesterly. This here will be quite protected as the gusts come through. So I have done the best I can. So what I think I might do is just make myself a cup of tea and get all cozy. I think it's definitely going to be one of those sort of vlogs. It's going to be a very cozy vlog, and we are going to kind of live through this cyclone together, because this will be, as I said, my very first time going through a cyclone. Even a small one. Category 2 is not as bad as it could be. As I've said, a category 5 is obviously the highest level, and they have a lot of damage and things. So we are very, very lucky that it's a category 2. But still, it can be quite, it is quite stressful. But yes, so that is the state of the house at the moment. There's just all the outdoor items piled up everywhere. It has actually just stopped raining, so I thought I would just really quickly whip around outside. I wanted to show you, I showed you in a recent video, I think. You can see, like, I've pulled the mini roses off of this. That weighs an absolute ton, so I'll have to get help securing that. But what I wanted to show you is just down here. Look at these blooms. They have just sprung up all by themselves. I don't know if they're self-seeded. I don't know if they were from the wildflower mix that I had, but they are just stunning. They're this really gorgeous, like yellowy apricot color, and the flowers themselves are like little cups. Whoop, the rain is starting again, so I shall head inside. Hello. It is the next day now, and I wanted to give you a bit of an update on how my sort of community went with the cyclone. We were unbelievably lucky, and it didn't make landfall, close to us. It was much further south, so we were sort of spared the crazy winds and crazy rain and things like that. You can see obviously from the ground here we have been getting rain, but yeah, we were really, really lucky and didn't really get any sort of damage, or we didn't sustain any damage or anything like that. Your little pigeons up there. And so today, so it is the next day, and it is quite the cloudy day, you can see. So we've been getting sort of rain on and off today, and in the off sort of times, I've basically just been getting everything moved back into its places, kind of trying to put the garden back together now that the threat of like the cyclonic winds have passed. So yes, I thought I would take this opportunity. I've just made myself a cup of tea, and I thought I would pop out while it wasn't raining, just to sort of let you know that, yeah, so unbelievably grateful that we just didn't get that, the destructive winds, that kind of damage. And that, yeah, my family, I've got family sort of all along the coastline, hours apart, but everyone was, safe. There's not been any sort of major damage or anything like that. Watching the news, I do know there have been a number of communities that have been hit really hard, and the coastline itself, there's been a lot of erosion, and from like the beaches and from like, there were massive waves. I think they were saying like 12-meter swells, and yeah, so it was definitely some very wild weather. But so the garden is mostly put back together. We've still got a little bit of a breeze here, some rain, but other than that, all is well. And before I signed off this video, I wanted to... I was pulling the stickers off of those little fantail fish that I showed you yesterday, and I've popped all of the solar water fountains back out, and so I wanted to put them in there with you and just kind of see if they were going to float and kind of what they look like. Obviously it's a really cloudy day today, so the solar water fountains aren't working, but I just want to see if they float, I think, first off. Not that it's going to matter either way. If they don't float, I think they're still going to be really adorable in the water feature. So this water feature here, I can actually see from my room, and it's one that I walk past constantly. So I think that they're just going to be just so sweet and so adorable in here. Little fishes and a little frog. So I'm going to pop inside now, and we might grab those and put them in there and just sort of see what they look like and how it kind of goes. And then the next time, we're definitely going to be getting into the garden together in the next sort of week or so, because I need to get started. I've got plants that need to go into the kitchen garden bed, spinach and things like that. So we'll be doing all that together. And so hopefully that's going to be a gorgeous sunny day, and I'll be able to show you these on with the little fishies swimming around in here. So I'm going to pop inside really quickly and grab those, and we will place them together. All right, I've got the little fishies and the little frog here. This lighting is probably better than the last time I showed you in the laundry. But I've got the one large one, and I've got the two little baby ones, and then I've got the little frog. Gosh, they're adorable. So we shall place them in and just see if they float or they sink to the bottom. They do float. Oh, that's so cute. Oh my gosh. Oh my, they're absolutely marvellous. I'm so happy. That's just, oh, so adorable. Look at them. And it's like they're just coming up for water. Oh. And as I said, the solar water fountain here isn't going today because there's no sun. But when it is going, the water will obviously drip down here and it will create a like movement in the water. So the little fishies will almost look like that they are swimming around in here. That's so cute. Oh, goodness me. Look at them. Oh, that has just brought me so much joy. So much joy. Every time I walk past and I see them, that's just going to be so cute. And then I've got the little frog. I don't know whether to put him here or in the top one. So that's the top one. It's not as deep, so I wonder if he's better off in this one down here. Oh, it's so sweet. Look at him. And as I said, once it's on and the water is dripping and you're getting that movement, they'll look like they're swimming around. Oh, what an adorable little addition to the garden. That's just, yeah. Look at them. Oh. Best like $20 I think I've ever spent. Because they weren't that expensive. I think the little ones were like $4 and the larger, these ones, it's a little frog and the larger fish were like $5. That is just, I just cannot even. Oh, I can't wait for the sun to come out now to see what they look like sort of swimming around in the little basin here. Oh. Well. That's just so cute. I think that's so adorable. As I said, I can see this from my room. I walk past it all the time. It's just going to make me smile every time. I love little things like that. Just, adds a little bit of whimsy to your day. Not super expensive, but just something that makes you happy and makes you smile when you see it. Oh, so cute. I'm just going to space them out a little bit. Maybe I leave those two together. It's a little frog, and look at him with his little eyes above the water. And then the other little fishy is just around the back there. Look at him. That's so cute. Oh my goodness, that's so cute. Well, on that just utterly delightful note, I'm going to leave this episode here. It certainly was not the vlog that I was anticipating filming this week. I had hoped to really get into this kitchen garden and do the clean up and get the compost in and the soil and that so that I could start planting. And as I said, just so grateful that, we didn't get any damage and that we sort of got the milder end of the cyclone. But yes, I think now it's definitely a duvet day today. Very cozy with the breeze, and it's just actually starting to rain again as I'm standing here. It's starting to spit. So I think I'm going to go in, have my cup of tea, make myself a little scone, and maybe just cozy up on the couch for the rest of the day, read my book. and just embrace the cozy vibes that this weather has brought. And fingers crossed that by the end of the week, it will be sunshine and glorious blue skies again, and we'll be able to get out and tackle this kitchen garden. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope, I hope this has been a bit of a higgledy-piggledy vlog, I think. With the weather, it's all been a bit unpredictable, but I hope you have enjoyed it. And I hope you enjoyed seeing the little fishies and the frogs get added to the water feature. Oh, just, marvellous, absolutely marvellous. Little things like that, little things that are just so, they bring you joy, and they're just a little bit whimsical and just, a bit of fun. It's definitely, add a little bit of fun to the garden. Every time I see it, I'll be able to smile now. So I hope you have a great rest of your day and enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.